Now we're going to get started on the top. And I have 4 pieces cut here, 2 inches wide, and they are cut a little bit longer than the box. They're actually about 20 1/8. And the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to make with the equivalent of a frame and panel type thing. I'm going to have 4 sides like this. This will be cut to proper width. And then I'll use this piece of material in the center. So the boards here will frame this panel, and this will be the top. I'll also put some things along the side here. But let me go ahead and get started cutting these, and I'll show you how we're going. Okay, I cut a groove in the 4 pieces that fit the size of the plywood, and I've cut these now to give me a width of 16 1/4 to cover the box. Okay, that's right on there. And what I'm going to do now is measure the inside of the grooves that I have here, and I'm going to cut the plywood, and then I'll use dominoes to join this thing into a top. And I'm going to go and cut that piece of plywood right now off camera. There's nothing special about it, and I'll show you how it fits in. Okay, I have the centerpiece, the panel, cut for the top, and I'll just go ahead and do a trial fit up here. Okay, and that's good enough. Now I'll do the dominoes in the 4 corners, and then we'll glue that up. Okay, I have the domino mortises cut, and now we're just going to glue it up. All right, I'll clean a little of the glue, squeeze out, and we'll wait for the glue to clear. Okay, well, we have a top, and it's similar to a migratory top. See, this fits alongside. A little bit longer is exactly what I want, because you want to be able to put it off and on. And I'm going to put two pieces on the sides here. And I'm also going to put, because this is going to be a vacuum, this top is a little bit flexible, so I'm going to glue a piece of wood across the top here, just to help give it a little bit of strength. Okay, well, I glued this center reinforcing thing on, which will make this a lot more firm. And now we're going to put the two end pieces on, glue them on to the ends like this. Okay, so we'll let this glue set, and what we have left is to put the port in for the vacuum and to put some weather stripping around here to provide a tight seal to the top onto the box. Okay, I got the end pieces glued on. I added a piece here that is 2.5 inches square, and this is what I'm going to drill the hole in 1 1/4 inch for the port for the vacuum device to hook into. And that's where I'll go next. Okay, I have a backer this time so that when I drill into it and go all the way through, it won't split out the other side. And there I go. I've hit the center on this thing. All right, so that's my hole for the vacuum. And the final thing that I have to do here is to put some weather stripping along the sides, because when you use it as a vacuum, you don't want any of the air leaking here at this point. And that completes the build of the bee vacuum. It's designed to be used with this DeWalt vacuum, portable vacuum, and seems to work pretty good. That's about the end of it. Well, let me just talk a little bit about how to operate it. When you go to a swarm of bees, you want to have a hose, something like this. This one gives you enough length to be able to reach up or anything you need. plug it in. Oh. And then you work the bees with this end while the vacuum is running. I'm not going to turn it on because it's too noisy. When you finish collecting the bees, remove this, plug this up with a cloth, your gloves, anything you want. And then when you transport the bees, the best thing to do is to remove the top like this, so that the bees, so there's plenty of air. You don't want the bees to get overheated during your transport. When you get to your bee yard, place this on top of a brood box. You might want to put a excluder at the bottom of the brood box, and then remove the bottom. Okay, that will allow the bees to move down into the brood box. But the bees often don't want to do that. If you don't do something else, they'll start making comb up here in the bee vacuum. So that's when you use this movable top, and you push this down with the string on the second notches here, and that gives quite a bit of space underneath here. Okay, so you're not going to crush the bees. Come back in maybe an hour, move it down to the next notch. You'll find that the bees have moved down, and now it's a smaller space. And finally, you can move it down all the way, and this will put this really flush with the bottom, and the bees are pretty well forced now into the brood box, and that's really where they go because there's no room for them up here. Once they start making a good batch of comb, and you see them, well, actually you don't even have to wait that long, because once they're down in the brood box, you can take this off without any trouble and then just put your top on. But when to remove the excluder, you want to see that they have started making comb, laying eggs, starting to get some brood into the box. And when that happens, you want to remove the excluder from the bottom. I think you'll find that you get a lot more success in transferring swarms when you use this technique. Thank you.